Hello, Rebels. Garrett Robinson here, independent author of the Realm Keeper series, the upcoming novel Rebel Yell, which releases on August 15th. Welcome to my show VlogaNovel, where I live create books for you from idea to finished product in ebook, paperback, and hardcover form. I'm currently working on the project Nightblade. In case you're curious, yes, that's the cover right there that I created in the last episode of VlogaNovel. Finished designing that. I'm actually quite happy with it. I hope you find it as pretty as I do, because I find it very pretty. I am live writing this book from beginning to end. In this video series, I have come up with the concept, outlined it, designed the cover, as you can see, and I'm partway through the first draft. I'm mid chapter 2 of 5 chapters in the that should be in the finished product. Things to know, really quick. You can pre-order this book in the what do you call it? The blue section of the screen below my face. You'll see a link there. It says pre-order the book now at garrettbrobinson.com/nb-1, and that is for Nightblade Episode 1. You can pre-order it there. It's only 99 cents. It would be fantastic if you would pre-order it. You can always find the latest episode of VlogaNovel on my website, garrettbrobinson.com. They always get posted there as I release them. The novel, as I write it, is being posted to Wattpad. So if you enjoy watching the videos or like to kind of just have it going on in the background, but don't actually want to read the words as I type them, which I completely understand, you can just get the Wattpad app, follow me on Wattpad under my name, Garrett Robinson, and then you can just read the updates when I post them there. However, you know, I'm happy to put it out there for you to read as I create it. If you want to buy it after that, for, you know, like I said, just $1, I of course would appreciate that, because I like selling books. I do this to sell books. But yes, you can find it on Wattpad. I have been releasing everything there as I go. That being said, let's get back into the first draft. We've got an hour. The episode, my VlogaNovel videos are always an hour long, and I am nearing the end of chapter 2. Let's see if we can bang out 2,000 words in this hour. Alexandra Pedro chimed in and said that cover looks amazing. Oh, thank you, Alexandra. I really appreciate that. I mentioned it in the videos while I was designing the cover, but I took inspiration from the Twilight covers because, say what you will about the content of the books, they do have fantastic covers that catch the eye and pull you in. And they're just very simple, black background with a simple object in the center that is mostly desaturated except for one part of the image or one color within the image. So that was the inspiration behind it, and you know why the title is all in lowercase and everything like that. And that's the way that I would recommend anybody work on a cover design, whether you're hiring somebody to do it or you're doing it yourself. If you're hiring somebody to do it, say, I want it to have this feel. That's what we did for Midrealm, and we consistently get comments on that cover. We looked at the covers for Game of Thrones, and we were like, boom, and we tried to emulate that. It's our own thing, but it's just inspired by the look. Parents are picking up their kids downstairs from the daycare, so if you hear children screaming in the background, that's what it is. I swear, I swear we're not torturing kids in the house. Oh, I need iTunes. Give to me music! I don't think that's grammatically correct. Ah, you. The one thing I hate about Google Dictionary is it doesn't tell you if a verb is transitive or intransitive. Obsolete definition to lie in wait for. Well, this is obsolete speak because fantasy. Alex chimed in and said Alex is fine, and yeah, the Twilight covers are cool. I agree. Though they did spark a huge amount of books with the same style covers, but yours still looks unique enough that I'd want to buy it. I probably will once the volume comes out. Yay! That makes me happy. I feel like that's a weak chapter ending, but this is a first draft. We press on. Crimson Overload chimed in. This is the first one I've caught live. I also have the cover creation one open in another tab so I can watch both. Do you plan on using semi-unique covers for every episode like you did with Realm Keepers, or a single cover with the episode number change like a lot of other serials do? For now, I'm going to do the single cover with the episode number change, and that's just for time's sake and expediency. If the series, if the series does well, I would be absolutely happy to revisit it and make completely unique covers for every episode. I even have a cover artist that I would love to hire to do that, and he totally deserves it. He's fantastic. He does amazing work. We'd love to do that for Realm Keepers if it gets big enough eventually. We will definitely be revisiting the covers on that at some point, so that each episode cover has, what do you call it, has the kid that episode is told from. And Alex said, unrelated, I have an unfinished novel where the main character is named Garrett. Well, I mean, it's pretty much the best name ever. Why wouldn't you have that? Doesn't everybody? I mean, come on. Alex also said, this title isn't on Goodreads yet. That's a good point. I think it's a good platform to have your books linked in because of the organizational features it offers to readers. Yes, that is extremely true. I will be putting it on Goodreads. In fact, screw it. Ugh, number of pages. Ebook. First edition. Dude, Rise Against is such a good band, man. They're always my writing music. I've mentioned that before, but oh man, they're just so good. Is it douchey to rate your own book? I know people who do. I've never done it because I'm just like, I'm not going to rate my own book. That's like leaving a review on Amazon. Eh. Okay, the book is on Goodreads. If you want to go add it to your to read list and whatnot, um, go nuts. So if I don't make 2,000 words this hour, it's definitely Alex's fault. Alex chimed in twice and said, "It is kind of douchey to rate your own book. Glad I'm not wrong on that one." And then, wahaha, forever distraction to everyone. Goodreads is being slow, making it available through search. It's all right. I'm probably going to assign an ISBN to it at some point because I bought a bunch of ISBNs, but I don't know, I kind of want to save those for the volumes. I don't know. We'll see. Oh God, no! The other guy can't be named Oren. Lauren and Oren. Ugh. Oh, why not? Cabras. Keep forgetting the city name. Oh, it's right there in my friggin' document. Alex said, I don't know if you've mentioned it, but is this going to be low fantasy or high fantasy? You know, I actually don't know what that distinction is exactly. I call it heroic fantasy. It's not going to be epic fantasy with huge armies and, deciding the fate of the world. It's going to be more of an adventure story starring Lauren. And if by high or low fantasy you mean more like, I don't know, it's going to be very, it's going to be real. It's not going to be like Game of Thrones, like depressing, but it's going to be very. Uh, I mean, there's going to be magic, but not that much. Like less than 1% of all people are born with the capability for magic, and not all of those learn how it works. Tell me more what you mean by low and high fantasy, because I'm not exactly familiar with the distinctions, and I will attempt to answer your question better. And we've got just over a half an hour left. F. Just want to make sure I knew what a pauldron actually was. Alex said, low fantasy has just small elements of fantasy, like your wizards, while high fantasy is your typical token-esque Harry Potter, Aragon type fantasy. From your description, it sounds like it's low fantasy, and yeah, I know these definitions get a bit subjective at times. Yeah, I mean, um, I would say it's somewhere in between, but closer to low fantasy. Very, very few wizards exist, and they don't all have, and they don't have tremendous powers. Most of them, a few do. And mostly there are fantasy type creatures like elves. There are dragons. There are things like vampires, but they're entirely different from. I want to have them different from how they've been in the genre mostly. Elves are going to be fantastic, by the way. So and not like any elves that I've ever seen. But they're extremely rare, extremely, extremely rare. Oh boy, this is fun. One sec, guys. Hey, sweetie. I'm right in the middle of an hour. I've got about 20 minutes left. Sorry, babe. Love you. I'll see you soon. I'll be done soon. I'm on live video right now. They can probably hear you in the phone. Be done soon. Love you. No. Okay. Love you. Bye. My wife was like, "Hey, can you come down and do a thing?" I was like, Alex chimed in and said, "Have you, Elves and Dragons? Have you considered using the Q&A app on the broadcast? The Hangouts toolbox is slow catching comments." I don't find the Q&A much better. I'm willing to give it a try, but I also want people to comment on the YouTube page because YouTube comments drive more YouTube content, and the Q&A app drives nothing. I know that it's better for your interactive purposes for being able to communicate to me, and that sucks. I wish that Google would just fix Hangouts so that the YouTube comments showed up immediately, but like comments are good for my YouTube channel. Q&A questions do fuck all. So sorry, but and then Crimson Overlord commented, "Personally, I consider high fantasy and sword and sorcery the same thing. The fantasy genres are a bit confusing sometimes. They're very confusing sometimes." And Alex chimed in again, "Could hear the wife, but not enough to make out the words. Gotta love family distractions." Yes, yes, I suppose you do have to love family distractions. Alex said, "Oh, Alex, you're far far too kind." Alex said that dialogue tone is just fantastic. Actually, I think the dialogue is what's going to need more work in editing than anything else. I'm trying to. I don't know if you caught earlier episodes, but I'm trying to go for a unique dialogue style that is somewhat reminiscent of Deadwood. If you haven't seen the HBO series Deadwood, the dialogue, the style of dialogue in that show, aside from the dialogue itself, is my favorite dialogue ever. It's incredible. It's Shakespeare with curse words set in the Old West. It's really incredible. And she also said, fair enough, the point is to garner attention to your upcoming books. Yeah, I wish Google would unify the system a bit more. It would be cool because of the question. It would be cool if the question showed up as comments or vice versa. Hopefully now that they've bought Twitch, they'll get a few ideas about live streaming improvement. I certainly hope so. What's happening? I also want to set up when I can. Okay. I also want to set up when I can. You can actually broadcast live events on YouTube, so I could have a much better camera picture going on. I could basically have a live broadcast that would just be much more professional. Hangouts are for Hangouts. You're supposed to be able to video chat with people. This is not that. So once I can set it up, I'm going to be doing this as an actual live event, which will be much more professionally produced. Oh my God, my phone. Stop it. Stop. I run into an interesting thing. I write lots of characters, you know, the kind you've seen before, the ones with abusive fathers or who are orphans or who like torturing people or anything like that. Um, I don't, I have to imagine a lot of this stuff, and that's one thing that I worry about in my own writing is whether I'm being true to that kind of situation. I have never had any familial problems. I have never been abused emotionally or physically, like by anyone. I had a very, very excellent life growing up. So, so when I try and discover an abusive father, I imagine I have to put myself in the headspace of somebody that I have never been or been on the receiving end of, and it's an interesting exercise. I think if you're a good writer, you can do it. I just hope that I am. Alex said that's cool. Live events have live chat too, which hopefully will lag less than just commenting on the YouTube video. However, I'm not sure about this, but I think they can't be promoted as a direct event on G+. I have no idea if you're following there makes it worth it or not. No, I haven't watched Deadwood, but I did watch that earlier episode you mentioned. Can't wait to see how you're going to change it to sound even more awesome. Um, yeah, the dialogue and sorry, the actually totally distracting music right now. Rise Against has like one or two slow songs that just do not help the process. Yeah, Deadwood's dialogue is fantastic. That is the timer. Well, on that extremely dark paragraph, I will wrap up this hour of VlogaNovel. Thank you, everyone who tuned in live. Thank you, Alex, and who else was it that was commenting? Crimson Overlord. Thank you guys very much for your live comments. I'm glad that you enjoyed watching. This hour's work will be going up on Wattpad as per usual. You can find me on Wattpad, Garrett Robinson, and follow me. You'll be able to see the novel as it's being written. The book, as I have mentioned at the top of the show, is available for pre-order. You can find the link in the blue section at the bottom left corner of your video, but it is garrettbrobinson.com/NB1. It comes out on Friday. You can pre-order it now for only 99 cents. If you are going to get it, just for information, if you pre-order it directly from me or buy it directly from me, I get a larger percentage of the sale than if you do buy it through Amazon or Kobo or whatever. And you can still load it on your Kindle or your other reading device. If you still want to get it through those stores, I completely understand. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I'm just letting you know. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you later tonight. I'm going to try and finish the first draft tonight. We'll see if I can do it. Bye.